Another very popular career with assessing is that of an ambulance technician or a paramedic. So some workplace ideas could be an observation, so it could be an inspection or a safety check of an ambulance. So you as the assessor could observe your colleague perform a safety risk assessment of the ambulance to make sure that it's in good working order, to make sure that it's fit for purpose. So for workplace 1 and for workplace 2, your two candidates can each perform a risk assessment. Okay, so they could each have a safety checklist that they're filling out as they are simply looking at the ambulance to make sure it's in good working order. For workplace 3 and for workplace 4, an idea could be once again an observation where you are observing the candidate or colleague to have a look at the different stock levels within an ambulance. So the idea could be that you are looking at your colleague just restocking equipment or perhaps first aid boxes and equipment used on board an ambulance as well. So looking at whether stocks need to be filled there. So those are 4 workplace assessments, and your two candidates will of course experience 2 different workplace assessment each. When we go on to vocational assessments for vocational 1 and vocational 2, this could be a role play or simulation, looking at how your colleague responds to an emergency, perhaps within a training room. So you could come up with a scenario, okay? It could be perhaps performing CPR, and they will need to perform those CPR skills as if they're responding to a real life casualty. Okay, so it is a role play, an observation within a training room. Okay, another idea for vocational 3 and vocational 4, which looks at a different assessment method, could be a multiple choice test on the anatomy and physiology of the body. It could be a quiz or a test on illnesses and also industries as well. So these are going to assess the knowledge of the paramedic or the ambulance driver. So you could put together perhaps a test following your criteria or standards or staff handbook on perhaps normal operating procedures of a paramedic there. So these are once again 4 vocational methods, okay? And in terms of your assessments, you can include perhaps pictures of your paramedics as well. Okay, so my advice is just have a look at your staff handbook and criteria when planning these assessments.